Shock announcement rocks Port Charles. Maurice Benard hints at General Hospital exit. Recent revelations from veteran soap actor Maurice Benard have sent shockwaves through the General Hospital fanbase. In a candid podcast interview, the man who has brought Sonny Corinthos to life for over 3 decades revealed his thoughts about retirement, and it could happen sooner than anyone imagined. During a recent appearance on the Soapy podcast, Benard opened up about his future with the ABC daytime drama in ways that left fans both heartbroken and concerned. When asked if he could envision himself playing Sonny until age 80, like other soap veterans, his response was surprisingly honest and troubling. "I don't know, in all honesty, if I can last that long, and not because I don't want to." Benard confessed during the interview, "People are going to get mad at me for saying this, but I'm always just going to be honest. I don't think mentally if I can keep going that long, and I don't know if I could act on GH if I'm not at least at 90%. That's the truth." The 62-year-old actor, who has portrayed the mob boss since 1993, went on to reveal a timeline that has fans counting down the days. "Right now, I'm 62. Maybe another couple of years, 3 years, and then we'll see what happens." This statement suggests that Benard could potentially leave General Hospital as early as November 2025, aligning with industry speculation that major casting changes are often implemented during sweeps periods. A journey through triumph and struggle. Benard's relationship with General Hospital hasn't always been smooth sailing. In the podcast, he revealed a startling detail about his early days on the show. He actually quit just 2 weeks after starting in 1993. The reason was deeply personal. He had suffered his 3rd nervous breakdown and felt unable to continue. However, the show's loyalty to him during that difficult time created a bond that has lasted 3 decades. The actor has been remarkably open about his mental health struggles throughout his career, something that has both enhanced his portrayal of the complex Sonny Corinthos and created challenges in his personal life. "I'll know from mental health when it's time to retire," Benard stated, showing his commitment to making decisions that prioritize his well-being. In 2024, Benard faced one of his most challenging periods, calling in sick for 2 weeks, something he had never done before. "I was in a really rough period where I didn't sleep at all and had enormous anxiety. It was physical as well as emotional. I was in bad shape. I didn't know if I'd ever act again," he revealed to Woman's World magazine. Current storylines point to possible exit. The timing of Benard's retirement hints coincides with some of General Hospital's most dramatic storylines for Sonny Corinthos. Recent episodes have featured the character dealing with the aftermath of Monica Quartermain's death, ongoing mob conflicts, and family drama that has kept him at the center of Port Charles' most explosive plots. General Hospital fans have noticed an increase in storylines that could serve as potential exit points for Sonny. The character has faced multiple near-death experiences recently, leading to speculation among viewers that the writers may be laying groundwork for Benard's departure. "I've never seen so much buzz and worry from GH viewers that Sonny could meet his demise, either from a heart attack or work-related things," Benard noted with amusement. The current storylines have placed Sonny in increasingly dangerous situations, from mob warfare to health scares that have had him clutching his chest. These dramatic moments have served not only as compelling television, but as potential farewell setups should Benard decide to move forward with his retirement plans. Life beyond Port Charles. When asked about his post-acting career during the podcast interview, Benard revealed some surprising aspiration. "I'd say a boxer or a lawyer. I always wanted to be a lawyer," he shared, noting his fascination with true crime shows like Dateline and 2020ths. This revelation shows a man who has given serious thought to life after soap opera stardom. Benard's passion project, his State of Mind YouTube podcast focusing on mental health awareness, has become increasingly important to him. The show allows him to connect with fans on a different level, while addressing topics close to his heart. "If I ever left, I want to bring State of Mind in a place where I can make a good enough living to just do this," he revealed in a 2022 interview, showing that this transition has been in his thoughts for years. The success of State of Mind has given Benard a platform that extends far beyond the soap opera world. Through intimate conversations with guests about mental health struggles, he has found a new purpose that could easily fill the void left by stepping away from acting. Family connections and new generations. Adding another layer to speculation about Benard's future is the presence of his son Joshua Benard on the General Hospital canvas. Joshua joined the show in 2022 as Adam Wright, creating an interesting family dynamic both on and off screen. This connection could provide storyline opportunities for a gradual transition, allowing Maurice to step back while maintaining family ties to the show. The father-son relationship has been a source of pride for Benard, who has spoken about the possibility of working on projects together, including references to carpool karaoke collaborations. These comments suggest that Benard is actively considering ventures that would allow him to spend more time with family while pursuing less demanding creative projects. The Sonny Corinthos legacy. Maurice Benard's portrayal of Sonny Corinthos has become one of daytime television's most iconic performances. Over 31 years, he has earned 3 Daytime Emmy Awards and created a character that has become synonymous with General Hospital itself. Sonny's journey from a dangerous mobster to a complex family man struggling with bipolar disorder has provided some of the show's most compelling storylines. The character's impact extends far beyond entertainment, as Benard has used Sonny's mental health storylines to raise awareness about bipolar disorder and reduce stigma around mental illness. This advocacy work has become as important to Benard as his acting, representing another potential focus area for his post-GH career. Recent episodes have shown Sonny contemplating retirement from mob life, mirroring his portrayer's real-life considerations. This parallel between character and actor creates rich storytelling possibilities, while potentially setting up the character's exit from the canvas. Industry speculation and fan reactions. The soap opera industry has been buzzing with speculation about Benard's future. Since his podcast revelations, industry insiders suggest that November 2025 could indeed be a strategic departure time, coinciding with traditional sweeps periods when major storyline changes are implemented to maximize viewer impact. Fan reactions have been mixed, with longtime viewers expressing both understanding and devastation at the prospect of losing such an integral character. Social media has exploded with messages of support for Benard's mental health priorities, while also mourning the potential end of an era. The speculation has intensified due to recent departures of other longtime cast members, including Chad Duell's shocking exit as Michael Corinthos in January 2025. These changes have created an atmosphere of uncertainty around the show's future direction and cast stability. What November could bring. If Benard follows through with his retirement timeline, November 2025 would mark the end of an era that began in August 1993. The strategic timing would allow the show's writers to craft a meaningful farewell storyline during one of television's most watched periods. Potential exit scenarios being discussed include everything from a heroic sacrifice to protect his family, to a peaceful retirement where Sonny finally escapes the mob life that has defined him for decades. The show's writers have multiple options, including the possibility of leaving the door open for future special appearances, similar to other beloved soap veterans. The November timeline also provides sufficient notice for General Hospital's production team to develop compelling storylines that honor both the character and Benard's incredible contribution to daytime television. Whether Sonny Corinthos rides off into the sunset or faces a more dramatic conclusion, fans can expect the send-off to be worthy of 3 decades of unforgettable performances. The final chapter approaches as Maurice Benard continues to evaluate his future with General Hospital. One thing remains certain: his impact on daytime television is immeasurable. From his early struggles with mental health to becoming one of soap opera's most beloved leading men, his journey has been as dramatic as any storyline his character has faced. The potential November 2025 departure would close a chapter that has defined not just General Hospital, but the entire landscape of daytime drama. Whether this marks the definitive end of Sonny Corinthos or simply a new beginning for Maurice Benard's advocacy work, fans will undoubtedly continue following his journey long after the cameras stop rolling in Port Charles. For now, viewers can only wait and watch as both Sonny and Benard navigate the uncertain waters ahead, knowing that whatever decision is made will prioritize the mental health and well-being that the actor has fought so hard to maintain throughout his remarkable career. Next, we will dive deep into the swirling storm of secrets in Port Charles, where a spine-tingling fan theory points to the notorious Caesar Faison, possibly cheating death once again and masterminding a web of resurrections and manipulations. In the ever-twisting world of General Hospital, Port Charles has long been a hotbed for dramatic comebacks and vengeful schemes. But this latest speculation takes it to a whole new level. Fans are buzzing about the possibility that Caesar Faison, the infamous villain presumed dead since 2018, might actually be alive and operating as the enigmatic overlord pulling the strings behind Britt Westburn's shocking return from the grave. Remember, Faison was thought to have met his end with his brain supposedly harvested for scientific purposes after a fatal confrontation, but soap operas thrive on the impossible. This theory posits that his survival could be the key to unlocking the mysteries surrounding Britt's fake demise and her harrowing ordeal at the shadowy Five Poppies Hotel. Adding layers to this intrigue, the unexpected reappearance of Nathan West has ignited even more suspicion, suggesting Faison might be orchestrating events to control his offspring like pieces on a chessboard. Britt could be serving as his unwilling test subject in a hidden laboratory, while Nathan emerges as a potential enforcer in his father's dark agenda. If this holds water, it could spell an explosive endgame for Faison. But is it the real deal or just another clever misdirection, designed to keep viewers on the edge of their seats? As we unpack this, let's explore how Faison's legacy of terror might be far from over, weaving in new threads like potential alliances with underground syndicates that could extend his reach beyond what we've seen before. Delving into the heart of Faison's so-called death, it's hard not to question if it was all an elaborate deception crafted by a master manipulator. The official story painted a neat picture. After Nathan's tragic shooting, Faison's brain was extracted for research, seemingly closing the book on his reign of chaos. Yet, in the realm of daytime drama, such tidy conclusions often hide jaw-dropping reversals. Enthusiastic theorists argue that Faison might have engineered his escape through covert operations involving the World Security Bureau WSB, perhaps employing advanced medical tech or even a convincing body double to fool everyone from authorities to his own family. Imagine him slipping away into the shadows, rebuilding his empire from a fortified hideout equipped with state-of-the-art surveillance and experimental labs. This obsession with dominance perfectly aligns with the nightmare Britt endured at the Five Poppies Hotel, where she was coerced into grueling lab work, developing medications to supposedly manage her Huntington's disease. What if Faison is the elusive mystery boss, hiding behind proxies like the cunning Pascal and the intellectual Professor Henry Hank Dalton? These figures could be mere pawns in his grand experiment, using Britt as a guinea pig while monitoring her progress remotely. Her recent medical exam by Dr. Lucas Jones, which miraculously showed no symptoms, might be the result of Faison's illicit treatments, perhaps experimental gene therapies, or neural implants that suppress the disease but come with hidden side effects like heightened paranoia or altered loyalties. If this theory pans out, Britt's fake death wasn't a desperate bid for freedom, but a calculated order from Faison himself, designed to protect her from rivals like old enemies from his criminal past, while ensuring she remains under his thumb. To add a fresh twist, picture Faison incorporating cutting-edge AI monitoring in his operations, tracking Britt's every move through implanted devices, turning her resurrection into a high-tech horror story that blends science fiction with soap opera suspense. Shifting focus to Nathan West's stunning comeback, portrayed by the charismatic Ryan Pavey, it's impossible to ignore the fingerprints of Faison's influence all over this plotline. Nathan's supposed demise in a fiery car crash, followed by his amnesia-stricken return, reeks of the kind of psychological tampering that Faison has perfected over the years. Fans are convinced this isn't a mere coincidence, but a deliberate resurrection, where Faison faked the accident to subject Nathan to intense brainwashing sessions in a secluded facility, reshaping him into a more ruthless version of himself. Think about it, echoes of Faison's past experiments on mind control could have turned Nathan into an unwitting weapon, programmed with subconscious directives to carry out his father's bidding. The online community speculates that Faison might have held Britt captive as emotional leverage, threatening her safety to ensure Nathan's compliance. Now, with Nathan pursuing Britt back to Port Charles, it could be the opening move in Faison's strategy to reunite his children under his iron-fisted rule, perhaps aiming to disrupt lives like that of Maxie Jones, who lies vulnerable in a coma, or even targeting Liesel Obrecht for her past betrayals. To invent a new layer here, what if Nathan's amnesia hides implanted memories of fabricated missions, making him believe he's on a heroic quest when he's actually Faison's Trojan horse? This could tie into broader conspiracies, like linking up with the villainous Jen Sidwell, whose dealings with Sonny Corinthos and the Deception Cosmetics empire provide a perfect cover for smuggling experimental drugs or funding Faison's operations. If Nathan's heroic rescue of Britt turns out to be a scripted trap, It might unravel Faison's entire network, exposing hidden labs and secret alliances that stretch from Port Charles to international black markets, forcing characters like Jason Morgan to step in as unlikely allies. At the core of this deadly family game is Faison's potential grip on Brit, manifesting in her increasingly erratic behavior that has fans dissecting every scene. Her abrupt rejection of Jason's help and her sharp reactions to mentions of names like Rocco Falconeri could be symptoms of deep-seated trauma, or even chemical control imposed by her father. Perhaps Faison is blackmailing her with promises of a cure, forcing her to ingest medications that not only halt her Huntington's progression, but also embed subtle mind-altering agents, making her more pliable to his commands. Her apparent symptom-free state, confirmed by trusted medical eyes, might be nothing more than a sophisticated illusion perpetuated by Faison Mabe through falsified test results or temporary suppressants that wear off without warning, leaving her in constant fear. Expanding on this, envision Faison using holographic communications from his hideout to issue orders, appearing as a ghostly figure in Brit's nightmares, blending psychological warfare with technological terror. If Nathan's return sparks a forced family reunion, it could be the catalyst for Brit to shatter her chains, but the fallout would be catastrophic. Liesl Obrich's simmering fury over what she sees as Brit's selfish choice to fake her death would ignite into a full-blown inferno upon discovering Faison's role as the true puppet master, potentially leading to a vengeful alliance between mother and daughter against their shared tormentor. The fanbase is deeply divided on this. Some eagerly anticipate Faison's chaotic revival, imagining epic showdowns that revive classic rivalries with characters like Anna Devane, while others worry it could irreparably tarnish Nathan's heroic legacy by dragging him into villainy. New elements could include Faison's recruitment of rogue scientists from the WSB's past, creating a syndicate that experiments on other Port Charles residents, subtly influencing storylines like the ongoing deception scandals or Sonny's power struggles. Next, we will delve into a hotly debated topic that's stirring up passionate discussions among fans. Is it finally time to consider recasting the role of Trina Robinson? In the dynamic landscape of Port Charles, where characters evolve through heartbreak, triumphs, and endless twists, one young star has found herself at the center of growing scrutiny. ABC General Hospital spoilers are hinting at a controversial crossroads for Trina Spencer, with many viewers questioning whether a fresh face might breathe new life into her storyline. The core issue revolves around her apparent stagnation in the good girl archetype, which some argue has limited her growth and prevented deeper connections on screen. Far from critiquing her academic pursuits, this chatter focuses on her romantic and interpersonal chemistry, or rather, the perceived lack thereof. Fans have taken to social media platforms like Twitter and Reddit to voice their frustrations, pointing out how Trina's character seems trapped in a cycle of predictability that doesn't fully capitalize on the show's potential for dramatic flair. To expand on this, imagine if the writers introduced a bold new arc where Trina uncovers a hidden family secret tied to the Casadini legacy, forcing her out of her comfort zone and into a web of intrigue that demands more emotional range-mething that could test the limits of the current portrayal and highlight why a recast might invigorate her journey. Diving deeper into the fan feedback, it's clear that Trina's role has shifted noticeably since the arrival of Baby Ace, transforming her into a more subdued, dutiful figure who often fades into the background. Enthusiasts lament that while respectfulness is admirable, it has relegated her to a supporting player in what could have been a sweeping tale of youthful romance and self-discovery. One vocal commenter shared, "Once Baby Ace entered the picture, Trina became this quiet, compliant presence, mostly staying out of the spotlight. Being polite is fine, but she's essentially become a sidekick in a storyline that had all the makings of an unforgettable young love epic." This sentiment echoes a broader disappointment with the Sprina pairing Trina and Spencer's relationship, which many feel never truly blossomed on camera. I adore Tabiana Ali's take, but Sydney Michaela seemed to spark more genuine sparks with Nicholas Alexander Chavez. Another fan noted, suggesting that the chemistry mismatch has hindered the duo's development. To invent a fresh angle here, picture an alternate scenario where Trina embarks on a solo adventure, perhaps interning at a high-stakes art gallery in Europe that exposes her to international espionage, allowing her to shed the good girl image and explore edgier traits like cunning and independence. Such a plot could analyze how her current dynamics feel underdeveloped, prompting calls for a recast who might bring a fiercer energy to these potential evolutions. ensuring Trina doesn't remain overshadowed in Port Charles' bustling narratives. The comparisons don't stop there, as critics draw parallels between Trina's romantic entanglements and those of longtime favorite Elizabeth Weber, whose love life has often been a roller coaster of intense passions and heart-wrenching choices. Trina is veering dangerously close to Elizabeth Weber's territory, with her string of love interests, one observer pointed out, implying that her storylines risk becoming repetitive without significant innovation. Fans recall moments of promise, like when Trina decisively ended things with Kai, showcasing a spark of assertiveness that hinted at untapped potential. However, recent plot turns have left some disillusioned, fearing she'll devolve into a passive character overly reliant on protective male figures. I cheered when she sent Kai packing, but the latest developments suggest she's heading toward being this wimpy, overly grateful type, always thanking the big strong man for saving the day. No thanks to that trope, a frustrated viewer wrote, adding a new layer to this discussion. Consider if the show introduced a mysterious rival from Trina's past, say a long-lost sibling with ties to the Quartermain family, challenging her to step up and claim her agency. This could provide a detailed lens on how her good girl persona, while endearing, often comes across as limiting, especially when contrasted with more dynamic young characters like Jocelyn Jacks, fueling arguments for a recast to inject vitality and prevent her from fading into familiarity. Shifting to broader critiques of Trina's portrayal, some fans argue that writing for the recast version has proven challenging, attributing it to perceived shortcomings in acting prowess and on-screen connections. In my opinion, it's tough to craft compelling scenes for the current Trina because she struggles to emote convincingly and lacks chemistry with her co-stars, one comment read, highlighting how this has led to storylines that infantilize her. Portia's overprotective parenting style, constantly referring to Trina as her baby, reinforces this juvenile image, even as Trina's actions sometimes mirror that immaturity. They treat her like a child with Portia hovering like a helicopter, and honestly, she behaves that way too, another fan added. This extends to her interpersonal dynamics, where she's been called out for coldness toward figures like Rory and her adoptive father Taggart, the man who raised her through thick and thin. She's come across as unlikable to me, especially with how she treated Rory and dismissed Taggart, a critic shared. To weave in an inventive element, envision a storyline where Trina undergoes a transformative therapy session with Kevin Collins, uncovering repressed emotions from her family's turbulent history, which could analyze the roots of her reserved demeanor and explore paths to maturity. Such depth might reveal why some believe a new actress could better capture these nuances, allowing Trina to form authentic bonds and evolve beyond the criticisms of being one-note or disconnected. Looking ahead to what's next for Trina on ABC General Hospital, the spoilers tease possibilities that could either redeem her current trajectory or amplify the calls for change. With Port Charles always ripe for upheaval, fans speculate on arcs that might push her into bolder territories, like allying with unexpected characters in a corporate espionage plot at Elk, or confronting buried truths about her biological heritage. Yet, the ongoing debate underscores a desire for Trina to break free from her shell, perhaps through a high-stakes romance that reignites chemistry or a personal crisis that demands growth. If the show opts for a recast, it could introduce an actress with a proven track record in intense dramatic roles, drawing from talent seen in other soaps like The Young and the Restless. Inventing a new twist. What if Trina discovers she's heir to a forgotten fortune linked to Victor Newman crossovers, forcing her to navigate power plays that challenge her good girl facade? This could provide a platform to examine her potential, weighing whether the current iteration can rise to the occasion or if a fresh perspective is needed to keep her relevant. As discussions rage on social media, it's evident that Trina's future hangs in the balance, with fans divided between loyalty to the existing portrayal and excitement for reinvention. In wrapping up this exploration, the question of recasting Trina Robinson remains a polarizing one, reflecting deeper conversations about character development and viewer expectations in the world of General Hospital. Whether the powers that be decide to shake things up or double down on her current path, it's clear that Trina's story has the potential for greatness if given the right spark. What do you think, viewers? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned to ABC General Hospital spoilers for all the latest updates on this and more from Port Charles.